Joined here today by Ashley Yoder, who's coming off the big win in South Carolina, of course, dominant victory. Ashley, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Of course, like I mentioned, you're coming off a dominant victory. How do you look back on that performance?
It was really exciting. We do a lot of visual training, and that first round is actually like for 12 weeks what I pictured a perfect fight. If I would have got the armbar finish, how I wanted the fight to go. So, yeah, it was cool that, things came together. There's definitely a lot of mistakes made and things to be learned, but yeah, I was pretty excited about being able to take it to the ground and kind of do some different stuff this fight.
And you mentioned visualizing. Is this something you're working with your coaches? Do you work with someone, maybe a sports psychologist? How does that sort of work for you?
One of my strength coaches has always really been big on, making sure I stay calm, even in the worst situations. So visualizing things, being in the moment, what could go wrong, what could go right, what are you going to do in those situations, So he's just one of those people that is extremely big on that. So he's helped me a lot.
And in this fight, obviously you got the victory, but did you feel like there was a big difference because you added that to sort of your preparation?
That's been something we've had for a while. The fact that it came to life was like kind of crazy to me. But other than that, no, I'm always training really hard and always trying to improve things that I do. And, I this camp I opened up and did some extra training with like the underwater fitness, that underwater torpedo league, and just kind of got out of my comfort zone. And I think that was maybe something that helped me kind of change things up a little bit.
That's right. You mentioned the underwater training. I do remember seeing that on Instagram, and I was thinking that's kind of unique. What's sort of the purpose of doing that? Does that help you maybe with your conditioning? What's the purpose of that kind of training?
Definitely conditioning, confidence for me. Just being in a position 14 feet underwater, not being able to breathe for so long, staying calm. So that just like the mental aspect of it was huge for me. So.
Oh, that's interesting. You mentioned that. I would have never thought. It's more of a mental thing than perhaps a physical thing. Just learning to have literally pressure, and then having to sort of not panic because otherwise that's where things go bad when you're in the water.
Exactly. So that's where it kind of translates, I think, into fighting. There's definitely strength involved. There's a lot of other great aspects of the underwater training. But, for me, I think the mental side of, being in a scary situation, something I'm not used to, staying calm and trying to focus on the task at hand has like translated over well for fighting for me.
And who was it that mentioned the perhaps training in the water? Is this something you came up with? Did you have someone come to you? How did this sort of happen?
No, not at all. Alima McFarland and Liz Carmouche. I train with them every once in a while. They're at San Diego Combat Academy. Some good friends of mine. I have been telling them I wanted to try it, and they, I've been wanting to do it for more than just since this last camp, but it's been my schedule was really busy, but I made time for it, and it's life changing. It's a really great experience. So it was definitely some of my friends that actually fight that put me on.
And something I want to touch on with the fight. I know not everybody heard it, but some people heard it where you sort of told your corner, I guess you didn't feel good after the fight, something like that. Maybe you were lethargic. What was sort of going on out there?
Oh, say that again.
I was saying after the fight you went to. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. I don't remember that.
It was something like that. I think you said you didn't feel well or something like that. I don't know if something like that. Am I getting it wrong?
No, I feel good. I was going into the fight, walking out. I felt really like I could take a nap. But other than that, no, I was mostly as soon as I'm done. If I don't get the finish, I always I'm already critiquing what I messed up and what I need to fix. So that's probably what was heard, maybe.
Okay, for sure. It was though a dominant performance. Is that how you pictured it, just being so dominant on the ground, or did you maybe prepare for something else?
No, I wanted to finish. I knew she was good at standing. She had really, people from the outside will say that her jiu-jitsu wasn't good, but she had really good defense. She was doing all the right things not to get submitted. So, and keeping her in a safe position where I wouldn't go for a submission, she was doing really good on the defense side of it. But yeah, no, I was just mostly wanting to get it to the ground. Just, working my wrestling. I always work all aspects of MMA. I came into the game late, so I have a lot of like homework at all times. So there's no time I can take off for any of the disciplines. But when it starts to come together and, you know, you get that confidence, I think it helps a lot.
And I feel like you did a lot of media coming into the fight. There was a lot of attention on you. It looks like you're sort of building a little bit of hype. Did you feel any difference sort of going into the fight with sort of the attention from the fans and everyone?
No, I get a lot of love from a lot of people, and you know, a lot of people still don't know me. I didn't have a background in martial arts. Most people that do know me probably know I post a bunch of stupid videos on Instagram, and honestly, that's where, you know, the hype. I think all the interviews. I just got signed on new management, and you know, they've really been putting the work in to get me out there. So it's a huge props to my new management team, Iridium. So.
And I know last time I talked to you, we actually did the interview live from your gym where you were working. Are you still working there at the same time as being a fighter?
Yeah. I will not ever quit that job unless, you know, I just have to. But I love helping people feel better. I love being able to train. I have a little 8-year-old. He saw my fight, and I do jiu-jitsu with him, and he's like telling me that I was his tell his mom that, tell my training partner, just do what we do, you know. So like, it's really cool to have like the little guys that, you know, look up to me too. And it's something I'm not used to, because, you know, I'm like the one that looks up to all my coaches and teammates. So it's kind of nice to be able to give back to the little guys.
And so what exactly are you doing there? I assume you have a lot of stuff to do. I assume you have the kids classes. I think last time you were working the register or something like that. What exactly are you doing sort of over there?
I've just always done sales and personal training and teaching classes.
And so how is it for you juggling that along with your fight career? I mean, you mentioned that you want to do this, want to keep doing this. Do you enjoy having I guess your days must be extremely busy.
Yeah. I stay busy. So yeah, I like it. It's like I said, I'm going to keep giving back. So I love it.
So who does that make your boss? I mean, Dan Henderson is sort of the man in charge that make him your boss, your manager?
Yeah, he's my coach and my boss. Yep.
And what's it like working with Dan Henderson? 'Cause I interviewed him once, and he's not very talkative. You know, he's very serious. You know, one word answers.
Absolutely not. You talked to the wrong Dan. Dan, it doesn't shut up actually, and he's pretty. He's not one of those that's gonna come out and talk smack, but once you like get to know him, he's super witty. He has really funny comebacks. He's a good coach, and I mean, I've known him. I've been here for 8 years, you know, so he's more like a dad, pretty much like family to me. So there's no difference. We're just one big family at the Quest Gym.
And did you go to the Fighters Only Awards a few weeks back?
Yeah, I was a presenter. That was last week, and I did. I got to present an award, so it was my first time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, what was the experience like? I mean, did you have to get prepped in the back? I mean, what was that whole thing like?
I didn't go to the rehearsals the day before. I had just gotten into town, so it was a quick little recap and read a teleprompter and wish for the best. So it was a lot of fun. I appreciate the experience, and it was cool to kind of change scenes for a minute, you know, get dressed up.
And was that sort of a little bit of nerve-wracking, I guess, being on stage, or because you're a fighter, I guess you're kind of used to having all those eyeballs?
No, I mean, everything that you do that's in the public eye is something like that, but no, it was fun, different.
And I know Dan Henderson did that commercial for his pillow that helps you sleep, of course, with the H-bomb. Did you have anything to do with that commercial, and do you own one of his pillows?
No, I was at my fight when they did that, and so my first time seeing it was at the award show, and it was the funniest thing ever.
For sure, it gives us a glimpse at Dan Henderson. So what are your days like training at the gym? Are you working with Dan a lot specifically, or is he sort of maybe on the outside a little bit?
Yeah, he's on the outside. I have other coaches, the ones that corner me, that are always in my corner, coaching me. Dan comes in and, you know, gives his 2 cents every once in a while, and he definitely wants the best for me and wants to make sure I'm developing as the fighter, you know, that I need to be. So yeah, he's there. I mean, training is training, man. You get in there, you bust your ass and sweat, tears, blood, broken things, and get back after it, get back in a fight game. So, I mean, it's pretty typical. I'm sure it's not anything different than any other fighters go through, you know.
And I know you are from originally from Indiana. Do you go back there often? I assume you still have some family there.
Yeah, I get to go once a year. I go during Christmas. Other than that, I'm training full time, working. So,
Yeah, how big of a difference is it from Indiana to California? I assume it's a huge difference.
what do you and like? What
I
do you mean?
mean, I mean, just in the culture. I assume the weather's different, the people are
Oh
different
no,
as
yeah,
well.
we're. I mean, Indiana is super laid back. Or I live in Temecula. It's the pretty much laid back too. So it's not LA fast lifestyle. It's country out here. So I live on 8 acres. It's not like that much different.
Okay, for sure. Coming off of this fight, how are you physically? Are you healthy? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Ready to get back in there and get the next one.
Yeah, keeping that in mind, do you have an idea when you'd like to get back out there, or when we might see you again in the cage?
No idea. I just want to get in there soon.
All right, we're gonna end it on this note. A two-fight winning streak, coming off a dominant victory. You're sort of in a position to call your own shots. Ideally, the UFC comes to you, Ashley. Who do you want next? Who are you calling for?
I don't. Any of my interviews know that I do not call people out. I just take whoever they want me to fight. So that's how it goes.
All right, well, looking forward to seeing you back out there, and congratulations on the victory. It was obviously a very big one.
Thank you so much.